You know the area they go bomb people, like, you know, they bomb train again in England. No, it stops violence. Power sharing. All man want for the relevant, for decide, waiting for me join pan the talk, will they help for run their country and their own affairs. That is why. So that same practice is in Switzerland. Now 3 languages. They don't have language not to tribe self. You have they are all Swiss, but you have the French Swiss, you get Italian Swiss, you get the German Swiss. To keep peace, there's power share among those different language groups. In Belgium, it's language. The Walloons, where they talk French, and the Flemish, where they talk a form of Dutch. They are in the same country, almost divided. But they have a power sharing arrangement so that they can continue for live in peace and continue the development of the country. So what is wrong, Africa? We own diversity so vast. Sierra Leone has 16 tribes, not so. And we want to practice the first past the post. Suppose me that Tim Nima be president now. But the one they call now, mostly Tim Nima sabi o. I don't sabi beaucoup Shebra. I don't sabi beaucoup Kuranko people. So I'll only bring those people I want. Not that I hate them, but I don't sabi them. So now I make president say, why don't we do this? Let us go into a system where we go into proportional representation. We share, according to the proportion of the seats, of the votes, we share the seats in parliament, the seats in the council, and also the positions in government. The cabinet, we share them according to the proportion. This president is magnanimous. This president is patriotical, is selfless. They say, then we share that. They say, for example, before we go to parliament, parliament for Gorin, it's like 2018, Samura get 48%. It represents a huge chunk of the population. We get 52%. But because of first past the post, we have everything. We're in a tax war. So that 48% of the country, out of 8 million, call them about 3,800,000 people, they feel left out in the cold. That's what they feel. Although the president did try to reach out to everybody, they still feel. Because they don't see their own people. Many of them people sit on our cabinet. So if that, then there will be no dependence. This is somewhere for take 48% of the cabinet positions, 48% of the ambassadorial positions, the civil service, the judiciary. And when that happens, and it takes 52, Fed go there, Fed not go there, because you, go sabi person, with the inside that government, with my language business, even I talk the same language, or I come out at the same area. I said, that is what is at work. In any case study, they know where to the land. When you don't land now, you don't talk. Now that's any day you don't quiet. So that when he grab now, they give him a standing ovation. When the PAR begin talk, they know where to land. They know PR, because they were looking at it myopically, just from the point of view of what they call. But the whole system itself is not called PR. It is called consociationalism. Consociationalism. What is it? It is a system where you get PR for the elections. It's a system where you have also segmental autonomy, i.e. you will get councils for each region and all that. Then you also get a mutual agreement among the groups for share power, executive power. So it don't just stop at the PR for elections, for parliament. It goes up. So it is not PR, it is called consociationalism. That is a form of government in much the same way as you have socialism, capitalism, like they have in America, communism. So Africa, for us in Sierra Leone, which is Sutwi, the consociationalism, i.e. some form of socialism, some form of capitalism, but then you have everybody included in that. So the word should be consociationalism, not PR. PR is only part of it. It has 4 elements. Of course, the gender. That also helps. Because when you have that kind of government, you take care of your women too. You give them positions. You can even decide, say, in this government, they don't form a party for themselves. Call on the People's Party, which they used to have, CPP. They'll say they get 5% of the vote. They'll have 5% of the cabinet positions. That's a fact in the Constitution. So when this thing comes, now, we go try for Kergo Parliament as a constitutional review. We just don't stop it at parliamentary level. we take it to the executive. President, we hold the power now. He said that. And he has started practicing that. He appointed me when I was a member of the APC. He reached out to some other people, and they not take me, I take. Because they were afraid the cost. And I'm not afraid cause. Because anybody inside the APC, I all day pass them. I all pass them, I tell they pass them, you cost me enough for yourself. Because I know what is good for Sierra Leone. So now, then give me the position for go work in Nakovac, I write to them. They don't reply. But in English, they say silence is consent. Well, you see, they don't answer me. That means they agree. So I went there. So when they can't give me a position of government, I just continue on that consent with them. They don't give me. All right? But for a long time, I don't wait now, and then they call me per meetings and all that. Only on 28th April 2023, now I declare for the SR people. I was still waiting for them. They didn't come, but now I'm too far gone. Yeah. It's a road too far.
And I don't even delegate.
Yeah, no delegates. We are big chairman of the Elders Council in the Northwest Region. So let me then believe, say, not look at this proposal from President as a form of partisanism. No, look with the color of the paper on which it is written. Look at it with a colorless lens. Don't be monochromatic. Be a white prism going, white light going through a prism when you come back. So when you come to coalism, all colors are taken care of inside there. Now not look at because na green person talk. Look at it that na Sierra Leonean talk. And when you talk, look at the good things. Yesterday, the Shemu, where the power, the toxin, the PR. No PR. But when the power land now, so we shape the executive positions and all that. You know what? They gave him a standing ovation. And he grabbed me, I make enough for talk quick, so that you not go leak what you say. And right now from here, when I don't pray, Honorable I.B. Kabudo invite me. We're going to talk about this. He's a man we liberal, a man we want development for the country, a man we want unity for the country. One place we have cohesion. So we heard that from the president. He phoned me. Did the president say that? I said yes. He said, so when can we talk? I said, tomorrow, after we don't pray. So we don't pray, I go to Ram. We are going to talk about it. And I know say, this, nobody no go turn under. Anybody will turn and down. The EU themselves will support you. You know, say inside Belgium, now this proportional representation, they did. Yes, now consociationalism between the Walloons and the Flemish. In Germany, Bavaria, Rhineland, and all that. I mean, they have different states. They come together. The Prime Minister in Germany today, the last election, you know how much percent he get? 28%. Now 28% he get, where he's Prime Minister. So he reached out to the others. He said, well, now we come together. Let's form a coalition. That coalition is running, including the man where he replaced as Prime Minister. Then at the new government there now as another minister. They don't care about for we now. We myopic, we just look at it, but this whole thing, let them look at them as a colonial construct for continue, for divide and rule we. Now that make them say, if you take force, take all. But even the football, who you take force, second man, they get silver cup. Not so. The third man go get the bells. Not so. But even the footballer, they always come most gold, and they get golden boots. Not so. You must get some. You must go home with something. Not so. You get man of the match, even if you are in a losing team. Not so. But yeah, so we see the first past the post. We go all team, including cleaner, sweeper, all team. We take all. Then we sit down now. They begin the power. When they pass now, they bet your finger. I don't want you people to bite your fingers this time. When the term comes, let we all agree. Let the president push me. That is why he's leader. He don't show say he's patriotic. He be no whole power. As a young man, at the age of 27, he was president of Sierra Leone. In 3 months, he handed over. That shows he's not selfish. For peace. Not so. All right? Then while he was there, we be the dinner and no go able to sit on there. They run. Not so. He go look for the man where they fed. He blank and he say, Palo left this fed. Not so. He's done that. He lost elections, 2012. Not so. In fact, he go meet the man we win, that na we. Na parliament, na state house, na my office he pass. He go meet and he hug him. He said, for the sake of Sierra Leone, you are my president. Ebo, a man like that, if you can't today, you don't win. He's sitting there. He said, "Let me make this." He's shown that. And he don't show demonstration. Me na APC. He bring me in cabinet. He bring me in cabinet. And I ask no question. And they no one day tell me say join SLPP. I only did out of volition on the 28th of April, 2023. We are not see move from them. So I carry on. The one day want me, I did it. That club we don't want you, not sit on there. But that club, there are people there who I like, who I want to survive, the people we represent. Let them say, come, let them agree for this proportional representation, who will go shape position, so that when SLP people don't win 2028 by the grace of God, when the siren go, they go wherever, either to Bo, to Pujau, or to Potloko, you understand? Let other siren go Makeni, Kamalo, or even in Kono, if not the flag bearer come on. Let somebody get, because when the siren pass, boom, we all see that the power is coming to us. You know, give me safe, I feel good, because the power in your intimate, you know what you get? We get a proverb. They say, even if you know to the king, but let the king they near you. When they ask you where the king, say, look, I'm all man afraid you. But if they ask you, they say, where the king, they say, they over hand, and they're not afraid you. Because you know, say, take the king, they can't help you. They don't deal with you. Yeah? So find the power, they near you.
Thank you very much. Alvacan, President and Spokesman. We're really going for pray. And I still here with me, Mohamed Shaku Sharif, Executive Secretary of the African Peer Review. Well, I'm Alvacan to Mohamed Shaku Sharif, the Executive Secretary of the African Peer Review Mechanism, APRM. We want to talk about the transformation from the Ministry of Political and Public Affairs to the Ministry of Planning and Economic Development, among other development, within the sector. Welcome to the show again.
Thank you so very much, and thanks AYV for the opportunity.
You're always welcome. Apologies for keeping you over 30 minutes.
No, it's okay.
With Alvacan as well.
It's fine, absolutely.
All right. First off, let's talk about the APRM itself, its responsibility, and how important is APRM.
Okay. Thank you very much. The African Peer Review Mechanism, or APRM for short, now some sort of Pan-African governance arrangement headed by our own African leaders. Some of them are late now. But they've been therefore see the need for let African citizens come together, learn from one another, peer review, and do some kind of self-assessment. So APRM kind of emerged from NEPAD, New Economic Partnership for Africa's Development. And over the years, established in 2002, currently there are up to 44 APRM member countries that are part of APRM now. And once you join APRM, one of the conditionalities, you get for establish what they call National Secretariat, you get for call what they establish what they call National Governing Council. And of course, the focal points should be there, who should be like a policy person directly interfacing with the APRM Continental as well as the president directly. So over the Sierra Leone became part of APRM. In 2003, Secretariat established and Governing Council around 2004. A whole lot has been done. In 2012, Sierra Leone began to be peer reviewed. The very first country review, it began to happen in 2012. Several other targeted reviews they don't take place, and that include health governance, COVID-19, as well as recently unconstitutional change of government. A very much important, almost after every 5 years, for me a country be reviewed, and the essence of the review now for me then take a look at who side will not come out or who side a country don't come out. Based on the recommendations what APRM don't make, how best a country don't accommodate those best practices, those recommendations into our national development plans, and how much developments don't take place as a result or in line with the APRM recommendations. So that is the reason in February 2024, His Excellency President Dr. Julius Maada, alongside Dr. Abdoulaye Janneh, here in Sierra Leone, they signed an MOU, affirming Sierra Leone's commitment, but also most importantly, for make Sierra Leone also be peer reviewed for the second time, and that peer review process is called second generation review. there has been challenges in terms of the implementation or actualizations of that vision. The president, when you listen to Alpha Khan, he acts with precision, he's very innovative, and looks at global best practices. Comparatively, out of 44 APRM member countries, more than 15 to 16 countries are under the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. 10 to 15 are under the Ministry of Planning and Economic Development. 3 or 2 under the Office of the President. 1 or 2 under the Office of the Prime Minister. Only in Sierra Leone, over the years, APRM process, beyond the day, now a political ministry. So you see the very essence. APRM is a governance machinery. It's a development tool. It's a governance machinery and development architecture. When a review process is being conducted, sometimes again the messenger is very key in delivering the message. When it is under Ministry of Planning and Economic Development, a very easy, in fact, moped go get for take ownership of the document and also use them to achieve the overall agenda of the country. But when it is under Ministry of Political Affairs, you know, maybe you go ask me, how independent are you when you are under a political ministry? Yeah. So that is actually one of the very key reasons why the president decides, say, we're not going to continue for act as, in silos. We'll get for the at par with other APRM member countries, all the 44 APRM member countries. So if you could ask about APRM, its establishment, what we do, how we do it, and the very essence for its establishment. These are some of the backgrounds I can provide.
Yeah, and it's very important because, you know, part of it is about how we strengthen governance.
Correct.
And democracy.
Correct.
So what it's not be the role of APRM in all of that. You know, I think recently we even hosted a big conference here. We involved other countries as well.
Correct.
You know, to APRM, and when the president will officially launch that as well.
I agree with you. So APRM, you're very correct that one of the cardinal, the fundamental reasons for its existence now for strengthening and consolidations of democratic good governance in any country, in African society generally, as well as development, because democracy, governance, development, peace, security, they all go pari passu. Yeah. They all complement one another. The first generation review occurred in 2012. Immediately after 2012 generation review, we begin for CC certain institutions such as either Electoral Commission, Political Parties Registrations, Anti-Corruption Commission, National Commission for Democracy, then begin for reposition themselves, ensuring that they are in conformity with best international practices. Those arrangements don't ever happen just in a vacuum. It's as a result of those little recommendations. When you read it on constitutional government report, a very clear say that there should be support to the National Commission for Democracy. When you see the NCD, the Thrive Tomorrow, they do very well. It is not only because NCD, yes, they go, but also it's as a result of the recommendations what APRM don't put in place. APRM don't help for strengthening governance, of course, following the outbreak of COVID-19. We all say Sierra Leone now been like a model in the fight against COVID because we have tested what is called Ebola. So because of the Ebola, and again, as the arrangements, the name by the nomenclature of the arrangement, it's a peer review. Then say, you know what, Sierra Leone gets a unique case in the fight against epidemics. Let we go and learn from them. How they were able to learn from Sierra Leone. It not only get for come about through talking, it actually get for be codified in a single document and also sent to other member African countries. How best then feel say then go able for kind of tackle diseases of such nature. So we do what then call health governance. And that health governance, a day for making able for kind of diagnose the issues that brought about, how it could be curtailed, and how it could be prevented in the future. And how stakeholders could collaborate among themselves in the process or in fighting the COVID-19 or any sort of disease or kind of a national disaster. That report is not only a property of Sierra Leone. Other African countries are using it. It would interest you to know that one of the recommendations now the establishment of the African CDC. And that is why you see proposed, if not already done, the establishment of Africa CDC in Accra. So APRM is actually, the president is very liberal. He said we are going to kind of diagnose the causative factors for unconstitutional change of government. It's not only about military overthrow, but it's also about manipulation of constitution, as we have seen in other African countries, closely our neighbors, Guinea. One of the fundamental reasons for their coup could not be in any way disconnected from that of political manipulations or constitutional manipulations. So how can we avoid all of this? Sierra Leone began for do unconstitutional change of government, targeted reviews, and the way we bring about essential fact, historical fact, and contemporary fact about constitutional, unconstitutional changes of government. Now we are learning from that. You see the government talking about, Dr. Alpha Khan was talking about proportional representation. Proportional representation, Dr. Abubakar H. Kabo, who used to be the chairperson for National Commission for Democracy, they don't write extensively on the importance of proportional representation. One, the bridge division, the kind of, bridge division. It also ensures strength in governance, ensure ownership of the state, ensure that citizens come together, ensure power sharing, ensure collective responsibility. These are all some of the things factored in Dr. Abubakar H. Kabo. If we are now saying that the president is saying, let's have proportional representation, is it not that? Is it? I think secretly he believes nobody should be left out in the process of development of the country. So coming to APRM, APRM is there to ensuring that those pillars that will strengthen and consolidate our peace, our democracy, our security, our development, we strengthen them. But those that will also weaken or demolish the pillars of bad governance, dictatorship, we also there to kind of support it. Those that will be there to kind of amplify violence, this and that, we will demolish them. So the APRM has played undoubtedly, an essential role in shaping the governance of Sierra Leone and the African continent generally.
All right, so let's talk about the transformation of APRM, because it's very key, even though you highlight some of the key issues and why it's timely for move from a political, ministry and then move to a developmental, ministry as a result of the, developments, as a result of the way of getting other members, for involved into such developments. But whose role this could play in terms of helping APRM for being more independent, wherein you are not being ruled by a political ministry as well?
Thank you very much. Unfortunately, I not get the presidential directive here, but I get an offhead and I go get for tell you. On the 19th of June, His Excellency the President strategically, underline the word strategically, strategically repositioned the APRM from the Ministry of Public Administrations and Political Affairs to the Ministry of Planning and Economic Development, with a caveat for national development, to consolidate and strengthen national development. Immediately, believing that state independence or autonomy conferred into national institutions, it will give them opportunity for make them act prudently, for make them act appropriately, and for make them also act independently and rightly so. The release further say the APRM National Secretariat is hereby instructed to act or shall act independently to undertake administrative, financial, logistical, and operational functions. We are given that powers. This is exactly what is, stated in our release in the presidential directive. So the president not only say when I go here, but a further say when I get forget absolute independence, when I get forget autonomy, when I get forget the freedom, when I get forget the latitude for operate independently. Thereby, when I go able for function. In most cases, where we have seen either ministries, department, agencies not functioning, it is as a result of the bottlenecks, the administrative bureaucracy. The president say, I get for break then bureaucracy there, just so that when I get for function. And a further say, the executive secretary or secretariat shall coordinate the conduct of the second generation review alongside other partners, and that include the National Governing Council as well as the MOPED focal point. So, as a matter of fact, to ensuring that that vision is being actualized, I can safely say we have had sufficient amount of resources for make we able for coordinate the review process. You now know say there is some kind of financial challenges at this point in time. But for make the president make a pronouncement and a further say, let we give money to this institution, this sector, for make them able for carry out the second generation review. That one day they don't do them. If the work is not being done, not to the president for be blamed, it is me, Mohammed Sharif, who should actually be held accountable. And I can assure you, we will not afford to fail the president. The secretariat is full of young people. I always they say we have fire in our belly. And if we have been grumbling, saying that not only elderly people now then hold offices, and the president say, you know what, young people I get to identify, some of them want to get talent, want to get potential, and also want to get something to offer. Give them powers, give them authority, give them put them in positions, and they not only do that, it also give resources for make them able to go function. I think say it gets strong commitment to democracy, to good governance, to development, peace and security. So the secretariat under my leadership, I can assure you and I can assure the nation that we will not afford to fail. We will go into this second generation review and come out with flying colors that we can give to the president for reposing the trust in young people. We are doing this not only for ourselves, but we also do this as example for other young people, for make them learn, and also for motivate other young people, for make them also be kind of innovative, or for make other leaders, not only in Sierra Leone, because this is peer review, for make other leaders see Sierra Leone's example, for make them begin for also give authority positions, leadership positions, responsible positions to young people, for make them act to achieve the overall agenda of a nation.
This review of this second generation review, of the APRM, and it looks about development, engagement, and stakeholders, mobilization also involving to it. And most people are saying that it's high time for planning next generation, because it's kind of very important, because we're moving into a digital world where it's a kind of if we're not for prepare the next generation, then there is a big challenge into it. But what we hope for achieving to this as a nation in reviewing such a great document?
Okay, so the second generation, one of the cardinal points, again, for ensure say there is inclusive governance, where nobody not go be left, be nobody go left anybody, be everybody will get for the part of the nation building. The second generation review, again, for ensure is strengthening what they call transparency and accountability in service delivery or in governance generally. The second generation, get the opportunity for make we identify gaps and opportunities in governance. We say gaps that don't exist, we say opportunities in there, and how can we all come together as a nation to address those gaps and also improve on those opportunities. The second generation get for coming for do done day. The second generation is very much important because it get for ensure it enhance policy alignment. How policy alignment go get forward? So of course we have seen, in the previous administrations and to some extent current administration, how there is some kind of challenges in terms of coordinations among stakeholders. So the second generation is going to ensure that there is policy alignment. Just because if you work for democratic and governance institution, you should be at par or also learning from other democratic and governance institution, regardless of the fact that when I get the mandate, the second generation review, as part of identifying gap, a day for also ensure say we don't strengthen and consolidate the capacity of our public sector. the second generation get for provide opportunity. Peer learning, evidence-based reforms, and public trust. So the second generation all actually get a whole lot of good things where it go get for happen to this nation if we go into it with one mind, as one people, with inclusion. The second generation gets a whole lot to offer to the people of this country, and not only to the people of this country, but also the entire continent of Africa, which I will go learn from one another. As a matter of fact, Sierra Leone actually don't take a leadership role in the APRM process. Remember, our president, President Julius Maada Bio, is the immediate past president of the Africa APRM heads of state and government. And during his tenure, at the time he assumed office, it was only around 20-25 countries that were part of APRM. He elevated that bar up to 44 APRM member countries now as we speak. And since he left, by design at APRM level, no single country has acceded to APRM. That shows how much globally he's kind of recognized, globally he's kind of respected. So a whole lot I can assure you that is going to come out of it. And that is the reason with my colleagues who are all young people at the National Secretariat, back to the National Governing Council, and our focal point, Honorable Minister Kenya Bale, I can assure you that we will not afford to fail the president. Because one, we have got the resources. Wait till we will get for Kamnaya for talk again. We will tell you, say again, we don't get resources. No, I can tell you for free. And the reason why I'm making this very public is because we want to ensure there is high sense of accountability, high sense of transparency in the process. And to ensure that there is so much of transparency and accountability, we are also going to establish what is called integrity committee.
Okay.
Integrity committee to ensure effective utilization, management of the resources that has already been given to us. So we are going to kind of ensure that the review process is inclusive. How is that going to be inclusive? Every sector of society in this country is going to be involved, is going to be part of the process. As a matter of fact, currently,
including the persons with disability,
I can assure you, in fact, one of the requirements for MEC will take institutions for the part of the National Governing Council. Now, persons with disability. Yeah. And I am writing a letter to the chairperson for the National Commission for Persons with Disability for a representation at a highest level. So it go for the part of governance and ensure say it don't represent the people. Not forgetting the people where they now the farthest, including Falaba, Kaila, Puja, this and that. You know what we do? We don't already establish what they call district committees, comprising not less than 15 people. Now, any district, and that includes the media, civil society, also development practitioners, where they now then places it. These are actually our elements. Now, then go forward. We do work alongside, ensure say APRM message is not only stuck now, or the review process is not only be felt in Freetown, because Freetown is not Sierra Leone, but we also taken now the regions, now the districts. As if that is not enough, for we make them much more broadly inclusive, we also don't establish what they call regional committees. The regional committees, and that is going to comprise, that comprises the provincial secretary, the local council, local councils, be it the city council, mayor, chief administrator, or district council chair, civil society, media, representative, women groups, community-based organizations. We go get for bring all of the entities together. Because when consultants then go, they want to speak to people with substance, and also they actually want to get credible information, not only in Freetown, but across the country. So that is actually the rationale of us establishing those layers, just so that those layers go able for us to complement the skeleton staff we get at the APRM, because we total about 12. Yeah. But indeed, we are more than 1,000 in terms of effectiveness in discharging our functions, discharging our mandate. But also, we need more manpower, because since this is not governance business, we're not going to do in isolation. We therefore ensure say we don't bring on board stakeholders. And yours truly, Mr. Remy, we also will therefore even bring on board media practitioners. We signed MOUs with all station managers in this country, and also leading journalists such as yourself. We will therefore interface with you, because no matter what we do, citizens they're not going to get for no, they're not going to get for yeri, now only when it has been amplified by the media. And that is actually the reason why we want for we bring about, not only for my citizens that know or give credence, but also for make them fully understand how this process got for happen and waiting at the benefit where the country stands for get as a result of the second generation and how we all go able for embracing.
All right. So moving forward, what do you expect the APRM now? I know it's about the review of the second generation, quite very big into the APRM executive, but now that the transformation from one ministry to another ministry and the review of the second generation, what can citizens expect from the APRM? Because it should be an independent body that caters for everyone in Sierra Leone.
Thank you very much. Before I actually go to the expectations, how citizens will actually go through it, specifically, I go on for take this opportunity. You know what is leadership? Leadership is the ability to identify experts and professionals and use the expertise to achieve the overall agenda. When you look at the decision taken by the president, when the transition happened, it pronounced the transition. It put in place former Secretary to the President, Dr. Emmanuel Gaima. We already know how policy-oriented Dr. Gaima is and how much he's so vast in terms of policy planning, policy formulation, policy implementation. They say, you go for facilitate the transition process. Just from the 19th to now, if we go tell you, see, we don't beef up the secretariat capacity administratively. We are much more than ready than we were before. Funds, money, government through Ministry of Finance, they don't send an away account for make we not grumble say, we not get money, so we're not able to do this. No, that one has been made. Also ensuring that there is kind of stakeholder engagement, consultations with all sectors of society to ensure there is smooth transition. We don't first meet with the new focal point, Kenya Ballet. Dr. Gaima don't meet with the National Governing Council. We don't also meet with the Secretariat leadership. They try, currently, the Development Secretary, they work for ensure, say, it bring the former focal point and the current focal point together. But also, now a learning process for we all, for make we know, say, we are actually moving from political governance to democratic governance. And again, our democracy to some extent, APRM, this review process, if you could ask what citizens they go expect, one, inclusive development, and we go also ensure there is democracy maturation. We go also ensure, say, citizens' participations to governance. We go also ensure, say, public participations, the fight against corruption, human rights protection, human rights promotion, all of these things, and also vibrant media and civil society go get for they for also thrive, because these are all some of the things. A country review, not only one sector they look at. The country review get for target 5 key thematic areas that include democracy, political governance, corporate governance, socio-economic development, state resilience to shocks and natural disaster, as well as economic governance. And most importantly, now they are saying APRM, we don't they think, say, given that we are kind of embracing the digital world, how can we catch up with the rest of the world? We are now hearing about artificial intelligence. It's actually with us now. How are we going to kind of cope up with that? APRM say we get for what they call e-governance. So that is currently now from 5 thematic areas, we now have up to 6 thematic areas. But for the purpose of this review process, now only 5 key thematic areas, because the 6th thematic area, the e-governance, has not been fully endorsed by the African Union Commission. But once that is done, any other review process where we go get for do, that will be. A whole lot has been kind of achieved. For instance, upon assuming office, there has never been what is called strategic document. We have produced a strategic document that was tested the test of time. We get what it then called now website that can be translated, a multilingual that could be translated into more than 10 international languages. The moment you click, everything about the website will change to Arabic. If you click Japanese or Chinese, everything else. But we did that because not only for Sierra Leone, but we also want other countries to learn from Sierra Leone. There are some English, French, this and that speaking countries. How then we able to learn from we? The Arab world, the Chinese people now, where then they are, we are all kind of what? We have Chinese embassies, we have the Europeans, we have the Irish, all of these. We're all there. Some of them are French, then some of them are Irish, some of them are Spanish, some of them are only in Chinese. How we go ensure say we don't market with message? So we kind of create a website where it actually multilingual and very user friendly. very user-friendly. So if you they ask about what Sierra Leoneans actually hope for get, we hope for ensure say there is national planning and development priorities that we country will focus our attention to that. We also ensure there is better integration among policies. Before now, the first country review, the targeted reviews where we don't undertake, we go get for partner with a MOPED, Ministry of Planning and Economic Development, for them to accommodate that international development plan. But now, we are not going to partner with them because they own the document.
Yeah.
The document is now going to be produced in the name of the focal point. It's going to be produced in the name of the Ministry of Planning and Economic Development, supported because we have the technical capacity to support the ministry. We are going to do that. So when, for instance, they are now kind of crafting another national development plan, I can assure you, Ministry of Planning and Economic Development has got enough resources, enough materials. Rather than reinventing the wheel, they will now build on the existing document to produce a national document that will actually reflect the true test of character of the people of this country, or the wishes and aspirations of the people of this country.
Very important. So I'll give you a minute for talk to Sierra Leoneans and in terms of what is expected and the trust on APRM as an independent body as we move to the review of the second generation documents, which is very significant.
Correct.
In terms of governance, democracy, and development in Sierra Leone.
Thank you very much. What I go get for tell Sierra Leoneans now that APRM get core principles, and that include transparency, inclusivity, professionalism, accountability, as well as confidentiality. We ensure, we appeal to each and every Sierra Leonean to be as responsive as they could. To be as responsive as they could, we involve each and every stakeholder, everybody, including market women, youth, young people on an entire basis. They all will want their input, because the APRM review document, if you not be part of it, it will therefore be part of you, because either it shape your life, it make recommendations for you. We hope, say, throughout APRM they produce, not only in Sierra Leone, but all APRM review documents, none has ever been challenged. None has ever been challenged, because it has been done with inclusivity, it has been done with transparency, with accountability. We go ensure, say, this second generation review is not a minus, more especially when we now don't get the autonomy to operate independently. We have got the operational independence, and also we are operating under a capable minister, and also somebody who is a governance guru, Dr. Emmanuel Kaima, who is basically kind of serving as a mentor to all of us. I can assure you, under my leadership as head of the Secretariat, this review process is going to be one of the best that has ever been recorded, not only in Sierra Leone, but Africa as a whole. By the way, my background, I used to serve as political specialist, political advisor at the United States Embassy. And I was in charge of a whole lot of coordination activities, including congressional delegations, conduct of elections, all elections in Sierra Leone, including local and traditional, as well as general elections. So the review process is actually, I can tell you for sure, it's going to be an easy walkover for me in terms of coordination. As a matter of fact, we have already put in place strategy. Politically, there is so much of strong political will. Administratively, there is administrative readiness in place to go into the second generation. So all I could say is, you wait, participate, and also observe how the outcome of the second generation review is going to look like. But I can promise you, if I can fail myself, I will not fail the people of this country, and I will not fail the president, who has entrusted the responsibility to the APRM Secretariat to undertake, to coordinate the review process.
Thank you very much. He is Mohammed Sharif, the Executive Secretary of the African Peer Review Mechanism, APRM. We'll talk about the transformation from the Ministry of Public and Political Affairs to the Ministry of Planning and Economic Development, and also the review of the second generation document, which looks at development, inclusive, and also ways to build national cohesion and inclusive governance as well. Thank you very much, Mr. Sharif.
It's all my pleasure. Thank you very much.
And I wish you all the best.
Thank you. Thank you so very much.
We're going to support the process as well, because it's involved, inclusive.
I'm so happy. I'm so happy for that. Thank you very much.
You're always welcome, sir.
Yeah.
Well, that's for the this edition of News and Current Affairs show this day, and this day will return again